Our technological advancements seem to speed up at an exponential rate. For thousands of years, it's fair to say humans have lived fairly rudimental and simple lives, and that since the 19th century, technology as we know it has drastically affected the way that we live. And these advancements are visible in pretty much every facet of our lives now. A big part of that is a giant and thriving entertainment industry that can only exist because of the era that we live in. One of the biggest parts of that entertainment industry is the gaming industry. While we haven't quite achieved photorealistic graphics in all our games yet, we're getting closer and closer to it. I mean, look at Unrecord. It almost looks like real footage, but it is a game. Ray tracing technology renders digital light and surfaces so that reflections and light sources in-game are accurate to how they would behave in real life. We're also pushing further and further with resolutions and frame rates, realistic textures and high FPS, and we've cut down load times to be near instantaneous. To accomplish all of this though, we need very powerful PCs and game consoles. And realistically, if insane power is what you're after, PCs beat out consoles every time, though it'll cost a lot more upfront. But I could argue that we just simply don't need all that power. It's nice to have, but what we need is innovation and creativity. It's all well and good having a strong console, but if the games are boring, no amount of power or graphical fidelity will ever fix that. The Nintendo Switch is quite old at this point. It released in 2017, over 6 years ago, and even when it released, it wasn't considered to be that powerful. It also still struggles with a lot of third-party ports that aren't well optimized, but I still flat out prefer playing my Switch over my PS5. This is because of the fact that although the system is weaker, it's portable. The first-party games are also very well designed for it, and every single one of those games feels really special. Mario Party, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2 and 3, Pikmin 3 and 4, Astral Chain, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby, and more all look gorgeous and run well. They're all so different from each other, and they work perfectly on an underpowered console. To me, it kind of proves that innovation, fun, and creativity are the most important factors. These games work on this console because of the creative problem solving in development to get around the console's limitations. It feels like Nintendo always puts the most love and care into their AAA titles too, and I'll never get tired of the novel idea of being able to take my Switch into another room or out of the house with me and pick up exactly where I left off. That's true innovation. Nintendo aren't strangers to this either. They've always had the weakest consoles compared to their competitors, but when they go all in on innovation, like with the Wii, 3DS, and Switch, they corner the market every single time. Also, emulating a Wii or 3DS game on PC just simply won't feel the same as playing the games on the original console hardware, whereas with old PlayStation or Xbox games, there's really not much difference at all. On top of this, there are so many phenomenal indies out there that I adore and so many more I want to experience. And many of them run perfectly on an underpowered system and are simply most convenient on the Switch, or for some people, even a mobile phone. Sometimes it actually feels quite ridiculous to play them on a PS5 or high-end PC. And to add to that, what's the point in shooting for the stars if you ruin your game in the process? AAA games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor had rough launches that left them pretty much unplayable for a lot of people because they were too intensive, which is a real shame. And here I've been mostly talking about modern consoles and games. A lot of this does come down to personal taste, but I can safely say I also just prefer how old Monster Hunter games looked compared to the newer Monster Hunter World. Sure, Monster Hunter World is the most graphically intensive in the series, but for me, I still prefer how this looks, because the graphical limitations led to their aesthetics and appearances, and I happen to prefer that. Now we're getting games like Frogun, The Messenger, or Lunastice that purposefully imitate the style of old games, or even demakes of modern games like Bloodborne. When it comes to visuals, style will always win out for me, whether it's graphically intensive or not. For me, the main reason to have a modern console right now is simply because fighting games don't run on the Switch, and I can't in good conscience spend a lot on a PC. This whole topic is something I find super interesting. I'm curious if we'll eventually plateau and have no more advancements in tech or innovation for a while, or if I'll be able to rewatch this video in like 30 years and be like, wow, we've come so far. Before I sign off, I'm doing a short live stream every weekend just to have a casual chat with you guys. I'll schedule that in advance so you'll see it on your feed if you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. If you're here at the end, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.